Welcome back, Nerd Squad. My name is Rory Destroya, and this is Top 10 Nerd. We already know that there are a gazillion Green Lanterns out there. We got Hal Jordon, Alan Scott, Guy Gardner, the list goes on. But there are also some other familiar faces who you may not realize have worn the ring at one point or another. We are also including villains on this list because the ring does not discriminate. So let's take a look at the top 10 superheroes who have been a Green Lantern, Part 2. In the number 10 spot is Big BARDA. The follow-up story to JLA The Nail, called Another Nail, follows the story of a very different Justice League that was affected by a nail causing the Kents to miss Superman's arrival. So in this tale, a battle raging on Apokolips claims the life of Mr. Miracle. However, his essence escapes into the mother box of his wife, Big BARDA. When one of the Green Lanterns involved in the fight perishes, the ring goes to BARDA and fuses with her mother box, and her projections can take on the form of her enclosed husband. Coming in number 9, we have Ice. In Justice League Quarterly number 5, androids have been sent by the villainous Professor Ivo to sap the world's strongest heroes of their powers. One hero who flew under the radar, Ice, had decided to leave the Justice League for not being strong enough of a hero. Seems like that was a blessing that day. When the Justice League attempted to stop Ivo, Guy Gardner was knocked out and Ice took over the ring, fixing everything with her green-tinged will, proving that strength isn't always physical but from within. All that nice mushy stuff. Next at number 8 is Doomsday. Our first villain on this list is not one to joke around about, especially when he snagged himself a power ring. In Doomsday Year 1 Annual, the villain comes across a Green Lantern and, in classic Doomsday fashion, obliterates him. Then of course he takes the jewelry for himself, and before we know it, he found himself on Oa, the planet of the Guardians of the Universe headquarters. It took one lantern to sacrifice himself to temporarily defeat Doomsday, but we know this abomination does not stay down for long. In the number 7 spot, we have the Penguin. He may not be as physically imposing as Doomsday, but when this Batman villain got his hands on the power ring on the animated series episode Ring Toss, things got a little scary. On the show, Green Lantern comes to Batman and Robin for help with Sinestro. He attempts to give Batman the ring, but the Penguin gets between them through his own scheming and suddenly has total power of the weapon. Even Batman and Robin couldn't face him alone. The Penguin did not go down until the real Green Lantern was able to retrieve his ring back. What's that, a fight Batman couldn't win? Yep, and the Penguin of old people. Coming in at number 6, we got DAWNBREAKER Batman. The Batman of Earth 32 is a very different guy, and not such a nice one. One of the villains in the new Dark Metal series, DAWNBREAKER was introduced to us as Bruce Wayne, who witnessed his parents' deaths and was given a power ring shortly after to fill the void inside of him. But things went awry when he overrode the ring and decided to use it for his murderous purposes. So maybe it's a good thing Bruce isn't given some superpowers, especially so early on. It would have made it all too easy for him to turn into a serial killer. Next up at number 5 is Space Ghost. Another, lesser known intergalactic hero, Hanna-Barbera's Space Ghost, found himself with a Green Lantern ring after a mix-up in Green Lantern Space Ghost Special number 1. The two encounter each other and, after a big misunderstanding and an engagement of combat, the two lose their weapons to xenophobic inhabitants of this strange land. They eventually find them and Spacey gets to wield the power ring for a little bit as they switch weapons. It's like parking Porsches as a valet, you gotta take that baby for a spin around the block. Up next at number 4 we have Iron Lantern. This one is cheating a little bit because this technically is a Green Lantern, albeit an amalgamation. It's kind of like seeing what it would be like if Iron Man had the ring in his possession. The character's name is Harold Stark, and he designed a suit made of alien tech that allowed him to create constructs at his will. Very useful when taking on his main foe, Mandarin Estro. In the number 3 spot we have Sonya Blade. Yes, that's right, a Mortal Kombat character becomes a Green Lantern. A strange crossover, but pretty cool nonetheless. She was the first female character in the game series, a US Special Forces member, and a good candidate for such power. Plus, she already frequently wears green. It was revealed in her game ending of Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe that she came into contact with a power ring, taking it into her possession and becoming a Green Lantern. Follow-up story, please? Coming in at number 2 is Lex Luthor. Best way to get ahead of Superman? Have a weapon that even the Man of Steel would struggle with. A bit, anyway. In the events of Super Friends' Secret Origin of the Super Friends episode, Lex and a couple of other baddies go back in time to disrupt the Justice League members' origin stories. Luthor himself takes the place of not Supes, but Green Lantern, meaning he finds himself with a new bit of bling and a new lot of powers. He savored it for as long as he could, a few moments. And finally, in the number 1 spot we got Captain Kirk. The man to top this list is Star Trek's James Kirk. This crossover stuff is always so fun. I mean, the two worlds are in space, no matter how huge it is, it's gotta collide sometime, right? Star Trek Green Lantern Stranger Worlds made Kirk and the Ring no longer strangers, as the captain faces his enemy Khan, who is in possession of a red power ring. Conveniently, in the nick of time, the Guardians of the Universe find a remaining green ring, which they bestow on Kirk. The day is saved. So those were the top 10 heroes who have been Green Lanterns Part 2. Let me know in the comments section down below who your favorite Green Lantern is. My name is Rory Destroya, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another nerdy list.